Hi guys, how you guys doing? So this is a cute little video. I think it's going to be. Um, I'm doing it in a different format here. I'm in my bedroom, but I have a guitar and it's plugged in, but only for you guys, so you guys can hear it. It's not so you guys can. It's not really a rocking out video, but I wanted to. I decided that I'm going to share my theory that I discovered on my walk today after 33 years of walking or so. I figured out music theory, and I don't. It's not my style to hold that back from you guys. I did my 3 eruptions. Hope you guys liked them using this theory. But I'm just going to share it with you guys. Hope that turns out to be a cool thing and a good idea. LOL. Okay, are you guys ready? All right. Take any major triad and play it in root position, in close position tapping wise, okay? So you go like this. Let's say I'm going to play B major. Can you guys hear that? Try it again. I should move the amp up onto the bed. That might not actually help. And of course, the amp could always fall off the bed in that case, but maybe it'll be closer to the phone so you guys can hear it better. I've never had my amp in this room, I don't think, and I definitely haven't videoed such. So say I B major. I just turned the amp off. Oh, because I did what? Plugged it? I think the amp came unplugged. What's up with that? Because it got turned off. Okay, sorry about that. I turned the amp off when I moved it up here. Okay, all right. Those guys can hear that. Let's just take a B major triad. First string, major third, minor third. And here's the idea. To progress to any other major triad, you have a few options. So I'm going to talk about major triad to major triad. You can extend this to minors, and you can include majors and minors. But for now, let's just go from major to major. Now, this is first position. Root position. So it's B, B. That's A now. So let's do it A then. This is A. A, C sharp, and E. Okay, so that's an A major triad. I'm going to omit just sliding it up like this. Same position. That's fine, but I'm going to do different. I'm going to do the other 2 inversions to progress to, not the root position. So what are the other 2 inversions? There's first inversion, which means the root is on top. So there are 3 different ways of doing that where you have one note in common. And that is when you progress, the root progresses up a perfect fifth. And in first inversion, that would give you this. Okay? Because I went from A, C sharp, E to G sharp, B, E. That's a root position. That's a first inversion triad. And it's up a perfect fifth from the original root. That means you went down a fourth. And that would mean that down a fourth from A is E, and so that's an E major triad. Okay, that's up a fifth. It has one note in common with the original triad, which is the fifth in this case, which is E. Now, that's 7 half steps up, because the fifth is 7 half steps. Hear that? Now the other, and that has a net movement of voices of down a half step for each one, because one stays the same. One moves down a whole step, one moves down a half step, and if the half step and the whole step and the same are averaged out, it's like you went down a half step each time. It's got a half step average downward movement. For each of the notes. This one stays the same. Oh wait, yeah. This one stays the same. The middle one went down a whole step, and the bottom one went down a half step. That's up 7 frets, or perfect fifth. Now, what's the other choices? Go up 8 frets. Okay, now you have this. Okay, now the A is in common with both triads. A, C sharp, E, and then I go to A, C, and F. That's up. That since the root's on top and the root is an F, that's up 8 frets, or up a minor 6, or down a major third from the original chord, and that which is A major, and that has net root movement of 0 because the A stays the same. The C sharp moves down to C, and the E moves up to F, so they go in contrary motion. So there's no there's a net movement root movement of 0, and that's a major third down from A, which is F, and that's the second possibility of a triad with a different position than the starting one that has one note in common with the original one. What's the third possibility? Start with your A major again, A, C sharp, and E. Now I'm going to go up to the root being up a major 6th, and now that would mean going like this. Okay. Of course, let me do that. Okay. Well, you heard that last progression, right? You hear that. A major, F major, A major, F major. Okay. Now I'm on the next one. A major, F sharp major. There, I went up the root. The root is on the top here, because it's the first inversion, and the root is up a major 6, which is 9 half steps, and up 9 half steps is down 3 half steps, which is down a minor third. So you went from A major, A major to F sharp major, and that the note in common there is the middle note, the C sharp, because A, C sharp, and E has the same. The middle note, the A moves up to A sharp, the C stays the same, and the E moves from. I mean, the F moves up to F sharp. So the C sharp is the same note, and that's the 3 possibilities of notes of chords progressions that have one note in common. And that is with the original triad, which is in root position. So you have A major triad. First possibility is go to E major. That's net root movement downward a half step, because one moves down a whole, one stays the same, one moves down a half. Next one is up 8 frets. That's up a minor third. Up a minor 6, which is down a major third, and has net root movement of 0 because one note goes up, one note goes down, and the note in common is A, and that's up a minor 6. That's why it's 8 up, but it's down a major third. 8 plus 4 is 12. Finally, the last option was A major, A, C sharp, and E. The last time I go up to 9, which is a major 6, which is down a minor third. So I went from an A major triad to an F sharp major triad. And the root there, the note that's in common with both is a C sharp, because A, C sharp, E, A sharp, C sharp, F sharp. And that's net movement of +1, because one note stays the same, that's the C sharp. The A moves to A sharp, that's up a half step, but the E moves up to F sharp, which is a whole step, which is 2 half steps. So you have one that stays the same, one that goes up a half, one goes up a whole. That's an average of up 1. Okay, and that's all the possibilities for root position to first inversion. But now I've got one more choice. I can do root position to second inversion. That's also a inversion that's not the same as the one I started on. I'm avoiding just going up and down, all parallel, same, something like that. Anybody can do that. Okay, so A major. What's the next choice? What's the choice to do? That would be, the other possibility would be a second inversion major triad. For that, I'm going to go up to a D major. And that's second inversion, because it's A, D, F sharp. The D is on the A is on the bottom, which is the 5th of the D. That's the second inversion triad. And it's got one note in common, which is the A. Because A sharp, A major is A, C sharp, E. The D major is A, D, and F sharp. And I went up 5 steps, half steps, which is up a 4th. Net root movement is +1 because one note stays, one voicing stays the same, the other one goes up a half step, the other one goes up a whole step. So you have upward 1 on the average. Next possibility, what else can I do? Well, go back to the A major. I can go up major third. That's up 4 half steps with the root. And that would be this position. Would be going like this. Would be going like that. Okay. So now that C sharp is in note in common because I have A major to C sharp major. Second inversion. What's the net root movement? Well, A, C sharp, E. C sharp stays the same. E goes from E to F. A goes from A to G sharp. That's contrary motion, so the average movement is 0. And that's up a major third from the original root, which is A. Next, I'm going to go, what's the other possibility I can do? I can go up a minor third. That would be going like this to going like, I like that one. That's a cool one. I like them all, actually. Yeah, that works. Did that work? Yeah, it sure did. So that one would be up a minor third. The root movement goes up a minor third because the original chord is A, C sharp, and E. I'm going to go up to C major. That means keeping the C the same. Wait. Yeah. That means keeping the E the same because A, C sharp, E, but I'm going to go, then I go down to a second inversion, C major, which is G, C, and E. That means going downward by 1 half step for each one on the average because the E stays the same. C sharp goes to C, A goes to G, and that's actually root movement down a minor third. So that makes all the 3 possibilities of root position to second inversion. First, root position A, C sharp, E. I can go up to G major, second inversion, or C, A major. I can go up to C sharp major, second inversion, or I can go A major up to C major, second inversion. That makes 3 possibilities going up 7, 8, and 9. That's 3. 3 possibilities going up 5, but going up 7, 8, and 9 is going down 5, 4, or 3, because going up 7 is down 5, going up 8 is down 4, going up 9 is down 3. So it's actually going down a fourth, down a major third, or down a minor third. The other possibilities were up 5, up 4, and up 3. That's going up a perfect fourth, up a major third, and up a minor third. So I started with the root position, and I did the other 2 positions in 3 different ways each time. Those 3 different ways were going up 5 half steps, or perfect fourth, going up 4 half steps, or going up major third, going up 3 steps, which is going up a minor third, or going down 5 steps, which is a perfect fourth, that's actually going up 5, or going down 4 half steps, which is a major third down, which is up 8, or down a minor third, which is 3 half steps down, which is up 9. And that made 6 possibilities for the one major triad of ways to go from one voicing to another, but keeping one note in common with the 2 chords or arpeggios. And that makes for starting with an original triad voicing, in this case root position, I had 6 possible ways to go with it. But if you think about it, I have 3 other positions I could have started with, and that would have made 6 on each of those. And having those 3 positions each have 6 ways to go for them to have different voicings that have one root note in common, but having 3 possible inversions to start with, that is root position, first inversion, and second inversion, I actually had 666 is the number per chord, per root of the number of choices you have to play with. 666 because there's six. There's 6 ways to do it starting with the root position. There would be 6 ways to do it starting with the first inversion, which would be this one, and there would be 6 ways to do it starting with the second inversion. And 666 for each note, and then there's 12 notes, so you have 666 or 18 possibilities, but 12 notes I could start on. It could have been an A, it could have been a B flat, it could have been a B, so forth. And 18 times 12 is, I think it's 234, which is, wait, no, 18 times 12, well, whatever, it's 216, which is 6 cubed. 6 times 6 times 6, 216 is actually the number of total choices you have, going from, on any key you pick, going from a major triad to another major triad, but only having one note in common each time with each chord you go to, and not having the same inversion on any of the 2 chords that you progress to. And that's basically my theory. Ways of and then also, whenever you go up root movement, the root movement, whenever you go up a major third, which is up a minor 6 in this case, that's an A major to F major, 0 net root movement, because one voice goes one way, one voice goes the other. Same with going down a major third. In this case, that was, in the second version case, it was going like this. That's also 0 net movement, because one voice went up, one voice went down, the other one stayed the same. So movement in major thirds for major triads and minor, but we'll talk about major right now. 0 net movement. Going up a fourth then would have positive 1 movement, because that's, if going up a major third is 4 and going up 5 makes everything go up higher, you have 1 more root movement average. And then going up a minor third would be downward root movement, because going up a major third is 0. So it's really mathematical. Here's an A major. If I go up 7, that's down, net movement down half step for each one. If I go up 8, that's neutral, 0, because that's going up 8 is down a major third, or going up to minor 6, major 6 is down a minor third, and that's root movement up. So down a fourth is downward average root movement. Down a major third is 0 average root movement, and going down a minor third is up average 1 root movement. And then for the other and for the other ones that did second inversion, this one went up a fourth is up movement. Up a major third, 0. Up a minor third, negative root movement. Down each time. So it's really like it would seem. If I do it like this, if I go A major, if I go up a major third to C sharp major, that's neutral root movement. No movement up or down on average. But if I go up a perfect fourth, that's movement up. Third, half step down. Third, root movement 0. Average root movement. Up here, let's go the other way. Here's A major, go down to F major, that's the neutral movement. Voicing movement. A down a perfect fourth is downward root movement. And A major down a minor third is up root movement, because down a minor third is 0 movement. And that's my theory for tapping arpeggios. And there's a couple things that I want to add to that, but that's the gist of it. First of all, one thing to add is you can do it in different techniques. It doesn't have to be tapping. You could do it sweeping. This here would be a B major. So how would I use the theory? I could go, well, that would be major, first inversion, the up the fourth, so that would be upward root movement by a half step. On the other hand, I'm going to go from B major to G major. That's neutral movement. And on the other hand, if I go from G major to that's B major to D major, that's up a minor third, and that's downward. So B major, E major, up is up, B major, B major. Oh wait, yeah, B major to D sharp major is neutral movement. B major is down movement. So you got B major here. Here's up a perfect fourth. Here's up a major third. Here's up minor third. Minor third is downward movement. Major third up, which is D sharp, is neutral movement. Up to E is upward movement. So you can do the sweeping too. That would sound like you could go what would I do? Let's see. Let me see. I could go. I actually like that sound. In this case, I went up a perfect fourth. With B major to A major. In this case, I went from F sharp major to A sharp major. That's up a major third. Here I went from G sharp major to wait, let's see, G sharp major. Wait, let's see, G sharp major. Yeah, that's correct. G sharp major to B major. That's up minor third. You make music like that. All you possible, and that's the sweeping version of it. You can make the wire sweeps too. I like the sound of that. I mean, I'm just noodling. G major, G major, C major, G major, B major, G major, B flat major. Let me get that right again. Oh yeah. And all that, and you can even do it with wide voicings. Eric Johnson style. You could go Let's see, let me get this right here. How about this? Got this guy. Then you can do up to here. This one. Let me see. Oh, okay, I got it now. This is C sharp major. This is F sharp major. This is F major, C sharp major. C sharp major. Oh, it does work. So C sharp major, C sharp, and F. And then you could go from there to C sharp, A sharp, and F sharp. That's up to fourth. Or I can go from C sharp, G sharp, F to C, A, and F. That's up to major third. Or I go C sharp, G sharp, F to B, C sharp, E. That would work too. So all these ideas, it's basically a mathematical map for chord progressions. Let's make music out of it. There don't have to be a pitch either. I can start pitching the sound. And so I did perfect fourth up, fourth down, third up, third down, third up, third down. Perfect fourth up is up 5. Perfect fourth up is major third up is up 4. Minor third up is up 3. Perfect fourth down is perfect fifth up, which is up 7. Major third down is minor 6 up, which is 8. And minor fifth down is major 6 up, which is 9. Makes sense, yeah. Now, only a couple things I didn't cover. I only did triads that had one note in common. But there's 6 in each position, of each type of position. There would be 3 of one position, 3 of one of the other positions that you can have one note in common with. 3 of one of the other positions you have one of the other in common with. But there's 3 positions to start with, so that's 3 6s. But the only thing I left out was cases where you have no notes in common. And that doesn't sound as good usually, but there's a couple of cases where it might. So let's cover that. So let's say I'm back to my A major triad. What are all the possibilities for notes that progressing to the same to a major triad, but with no notes in common? Well, I'm going to let it slide about just the position thing for a second, because you can always go up a half step on everything. And that would be A major to A sharp major. It's simple. Half step up, no notes in common, average root movement of a half step. Or half step down. A major to G sharp major. That's one half step down, and each voice moves down a half step. Average root movement voice movement is half step down, and no notes in common. Okay, that's 2 more choices. There's 6 I mentioned that have one note in common. Then that's 2 more, makes 8. There's only 11 intervals. Let's discuss that in a minute. But that's 8. There's 3 more to go. Octave and unisons are not intervals. They're just same note, one note. That was my friend Brett. She's going to join us. That was my friend Brett. She's going to join us. And I may start it over for her. She's my friend. Okay. All right. So like I said, where was I? Oh yeah, we're talking about notes that two triads together, that have no notes in common. You can go up a half step, A to A sharp, up a whole step, A to B. Oh, did I do B? No, I didn't do B yet. So you can go A to A sharp, A to G sharp. Fine, it's just sliding up. There were 6 that you had one in common. That's 2 more. That's 8. There's 3 more to go. The other 2 are simple. Go up a whole step or down a whole step. You can go from A major to B major. No notes in common. Average movement is up a whole step or down a whole step. A major to G major. That's root movement down a whole step, average, and no notes in common. Okay, so that was, you can go up a whole step, up a half step, down a whole step, down a half step. That's 4. You can go up a minor third, up a major third, up a perfect fourth. That's 3 more. Down a major third, down a minor third, down a perfect fourth. That's 3 more. So that's 7, 8, 9, 10. But there's only 11 intervals. An octave is not an interval, neither is a unison, because it's the same note. But there's one other possibility for the 11 intervals possible in music, and that's the tritone. How does the tritone work? And what did you do with the tritone, Jimmy? You didn't do that. Well, let's do the tritone. I'm going to go back to different positions, different inversions now. I'm not going to slide up a whole, an augmented fourth or diminished fifth. That's silly. Even though you can do that. You can go like this. It's actually prolific. But, phrase it, but I'm still getting the gist of it, and that's cool too, but let's do it. Let's do it with different inversions. Then the 2 chords having this different inversion. Okay, so let's go back to what we started with. A major. Now remember, I said I can go up a root of 7 by going like this. That's up a perfect fifth, or down a perfect fourth, or I can go up 8, that's down a major third, or up a minor 6. I can go up 9, that's up a major 6, or down a minor third. So what would I have to do to get a tritone out of that? Well, if this is up a major 6, if this is up a minor 6, if this is up a perfect fifth, then that would be up a diminished fifth right there. So what I would do is I would go A major, A, C sharp, and E. Then I'm going to go up a diminished fifth, which would give me, make sure I do this right. Would give me this. It would give me, I'm just having fun here. It would give me that. Okay, it's a different inversion. This is first inversion. This is root. Root position to first inversion. Okay. Now the average root movement is down a whole step because one voice goes down a half step, one voice goes down a whole step, I think, and the other voice goes down. Oh, I did that wrong before, but I'm doing it right now. A major to D sharp major would be to go like. No, that's not right. No, that's not right. Wait. I have A major here. Oh yeah, I got to keep the same position. Yeah, that's true. That's right there. Yeah, that's right. So first inversion up a augmented fourth from the original A major would give me. That's right. Okay, that's right. So it's A, C sharp, E. The E goes down to D sharp. The C sharp goes down to A sharp. That's down a minor third. and then the A goes down to G. That's down a whole step. So average root movement is down a whole step because one voice went down a half step, one voice went down a minor third, one voice went down a whole step, and 1 plus 2 plus 3 divided by 3 is 2. Average root movement of down a whole step. No notes in common, but still sounds cool. That would be 6, which is up tritone. This is 7, which is up a perfect fifth, down a perfect fourth. This is 8, which is up a minor 6, or down a major 6. And this is 9, which is up a minor 6, or down a minor third. Almost out of the water, in a good way. A major again. Let's do the other voicing I did. I went to the second version. So you go up a fourth, would be this. A major to D major, that's up a fourth. A major to C sharp, to C sharp major is up a major third. A major to C major is up a minor third. So what do I got to do to get tritone movement there? Well, I'm going to start with A major. I'm going to go up an augmented fourth, and that would mean trying to go like this. That's right. Let's do it again. Kind of weird, but okay. There's this one like this. That would be A major to D sharp major. Average root movement is up a whole step because one of the voices went up a half step, A to A sharp. One of the voices went up a whole step from C sharp to D sharp. And one of the voices went up from E to G. That's up a minor third. So 1 or 3 half steps. So one went up a half step, one went up 2 half steps, one went up 3 half steps. So 1 plus 2 plus 3 divided by 2 is 2. Average root movement is up a whole step. That's all the possibilities. The only other thing you could do is instead of going linearly up a whole half step or up a whole step, either instead of going linearly up a half step or linearly up a whole step, you could go down or down a half step linearly or down a whole step with the same position. You can do it with the other inversions too. It just would be a little weird. Like maybe you could go A major, and I'm going to go to G major. I could go all the way up like this. I could go. It's different. That's up. That would be A major to G major. Wait, no, that would be A major. Yeah, that's down a whole step, isn't it? A to G is down a whole step. A major to G major. I don't like that sound. But maybe you do. Hey, how about A major to G sharp major? That's down a half step. Down a half step. If you go any further, you would just go to another inversion of the A major. That's the octave of it. And going down the same thing. You could go with the second version. You could go all the way down to what did I go down to before? I went down to a minor third, which was this. I went down to that. Technically, you could go down to this. That would be A major to B major. That's up a whole step. Or you could go A major to A sharp major. That's up a half step. I don't like those voicings though, but whatever. And that is my whole music. That's my whole arpeggio theory. In any way and that's just majors to majors. You could do minors to minors, same idea. You could change major to minor, but the dynamics get different there. But why not just do majors and minors separately, then combine them? For instance, I could go, I don't know, I could take a B minor, and if I went like this, that would be going up major third, B minor, D sharp minor. Like to go up a perfect fourth, I would just go. That's already what I didn't know. Perfect fourth would be that, or minor down up a minor third would be. Sounds good. That kind of thing, you know. or minor to the other inversion of minor, which would be the first inversion minor. That would be, what do those look like? I could go first inversion minor, have a minor at the top, right? Oh yeah, I get it now. B minor, no, that's B minor. B minor to D sharp minor. That would be right. Oh yeah, I did. Yeah, B. Yeah, that's right. B minor to D sharp minor. Zero net root movement. B minor to E minor. Let's do the arpeggio, right? B minor to. Let's do it again. B minor to E minor. There you go. B minor, E minor, B minor, D sharp minor, B minor to G minor. Same principle. Just two triads, different inversion than the other one. That makes two possibilities. Up, perfect fourth, up major third, up minor third, down a perfect fourth, down a major third, down a minor third. That gives you 6 possibilities total. Three. The other one of the versions can go up 3 ways. The other one can go down 3 ways. That makes 6 total. And then actually, if you include major and minor on each root, you actually have 12 on each possibilities on each root, and there's 12 notes in a chromatic scale. So the answer would be there's 144, which is the number of people that are supposed to be in heaven, right? 144,000. That's weird. So instead of it would be 6 and 6, it'd be 3 and 3 for majors, 3 and 3 for minor. That's 6 each. That's 12 each, but there's 12 notes. So 144 possibilities if you include major and minor. Didn't think of that. So anyway, that's my theory. I decided just to spill the beans and come out with it. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you like it. Love you guys. Peace, love, and rock and roll.